Marie. Sorry I'm a little bit late. I've just had some classes and I was a little bit late in sort of coming up. I had to sort the dog out, make a nice coffee, you know. Anyway, I'm here now. So, hey, good morning, good afternoon. It's completely caught me off guard being a little bit late. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in this crazy world that we're living in. And so today, what we're going to talk about, what I thought I'd just come on and talk about, was Jay Slater, which we haven't talked about much recently. There's not been really much to say, except that the British inquest will come up. Sorry, I'm getting distracted by the chat now. Oh, the dog's causing havoc. I don't know what she's. Everything as usual. What are you at? Right, now the dog's trying to get a ball. It's underneath a table. If I don't go and get it for her, she'll bring everything crashing down. What you like? What you like? Where is it? Where is it? Oh my God. Just cause havoc, don't you? You got it? Ow! Oh. So just as she gets the ball, then she just stands on my foot for good measure. God. So I've had to pull everything out so she can get the ball. So she gets the ball and then she stands on my foot, and see now, you know, she weighs about, I don't know, 20 odd kilos or whatever. That did hurt. Right, where am I? So I'm talking about Jay Slater. So yeah, the only thing that we really know is that Jay's body has been repatriated and there will be an inquest soon. Now, there's already been a post-mortem. I've looked up some Spanish news. I've got some Spanish news about the whole thing to read out to you. Now, in the meantime, for those of you who don't know about Jay Slater was the 19-year-old, went missing in Tenerife, all a bit sort of strange about how he ended up going back to an Airbnb with some guys that didn't know very well. He then left the following morning, decided to make his way back to where he was staying, which was miles away, set off walking, and it seems that he fell down a ravine, bless him, and sustained terrible injuries and did not survive. So in the meantime, he was missing for quite a long time. His family went out there. His mum was out there, his dad, his brother, a lot of friends were out there also helping search for him. It was a search that went on for quite a long time, and then resulted in the unfortunate discovery of Jay's body in a ravine. And of course, there's been a lot of speculation online as to, the official version, of course, is that he was trying to make his way to where he was staying and he didn't realise how difficult the terrain was, etc. And he fell. And then other people think there's more suspicious circumstances. It's been sort of one of those. It's been one of those cases that, because there are some, let's say some things that people aren't sure of, like particularly about why he went to the Airbnb in the first place, and why he decided to walk that great big long walk back with only a little bit of water and no phone battery. Why didn't he charge up his phone at the Airbnb? There are sort of, let's say, mysteries about the case, but personally I don't know if they'll ever be solved. And certainly the official narrative is that, it was misadventure. It probably end up being a verdict of misadventure or accidental death when the inquest is finally held in the UK. And of course, now we find out that the same coroner who did Nicola Bulley's inquest, and her death was found an accidental death. And her death, to be honest, was much more mysterious as to how she got in the water. You know, Mr. Aidley even admitted he didn't know how she got in the water, but he decided it was accidental death on the balance of probabilities. So I wonder if that's what he's going to declare about Jay's death as well. We've just got to wait and see, really, for that. So the reason that I'm making this video, because I'd stopped, trying not to make videos about Jay, just because, just for I don't like the silly conspiracy theories around Jay. I do admit that there are some mysteries around what happened to him, but also out of respect for the family, because Mr. Jay's dad, Warren, he had asked on TikTok that people don't make more videos, and not conspiracy theories especially. But of course, Warren himself has set up now a TikTok account, and he's been putting up some videos, not current video. These are not videos that he's making now. He's not gone back to Tenerife. What he's doing is sharing some videos that he made while he was in Tenerife, while he was looking for his son. And I think they're very useful to show the terrain, but also they do show that, Warren maybe was questioning, why did his son decide to walk all this massive distance, and so we're going to look at them. We're going to look at the videos that Warren is sharing, and he's sharing them publicly, and see what we think. The trouble is I do feel that we try to make logic about Jay's actions that day. Look, the dog's photobombing me now. Oh, God. About Jay's actions that day. Oh, and then she burped. Oh, good. That's not the first time she's burped on camera. She's totally trying to lead me off what I'm talking about. So, yeah, can we create rationality with what a 19-year-old just out of a 3-day festival, where it was obviously completely, the videos that we've seen, he looked drunk, he'd probably been taking substances. This is what young people do at raves. So do you think it is possible for us to create a rationale under those circumstances? When you think back, I think back to when I was 19 and the things I did. That it seems ridiculous now, getting in cars with people I didn't even know when they'd had a drink and I'd had a drink, walking home miles, but of course not over that sort of terrain, just in Manchester. We do things, don't we, when we're 19, when we've had a drink, or whatever, and it's difficult to put logic on it sometimes. But anyway, we're going to look at those videos and we're going to see what we say. I know there's a lot of people who think there's more to this case than meets the eye. Personally, I'm not one of them until somebody shows me some evidence. I honestly, right from the beginning, I felt that Jay had decided that he was going to, walk home, because he didn't realize how far away he was. And also, when you could just see, when you looked at the sea there, you could think in not a logical brain, that he wouldn't have been in a logical brain at the time. You could think, oh, you'll just take a shortcut, go down there. But I don't know, if somebody shows me some evidence that something else has happened to him, then I'm quite happy to accept that. I just don't feel like there's any evidence now, at the moment anyway. Now, what Warren is thinking behind, because he's put out one TikTok saying, I don't want people talking conspiracy theories and all that. But then these videos that he's putting out show that he was doubting what had happened, while he was actually there in Tenerife. So that's what we're going to look at. We're going to talk about it, or you're going to talk about it in chat. You're going to put your theories forward, and but I just want to say, respect each other's views, because some people will think definitely something happened. Some people will think no, it was just an accident. So we do respect each other's views, don't we, on this channel? So now I'm going to say hello to everybody just before I start. After I say hello the first time, I won't get a chance to say hello again, because I can see there's quite a few people in here, and I need to concentrate on what I'm sort of showing you. So hi, Julie. Hi, Admit. Hi, David. Hi, Lily Paulie. Hi, Annie. Hi, Heather. Oh, hi, Mara. Hi, Pauline. Hi, ACW. Yeah, the notifications aren't brilliant at the moment. Hi, Bertan. Sorry. Hi, Justice for Jay. Hi, Marcus. Yeah, the dog always, wrecks my lives, but never mind. Hi, Ruth, I should say. Yeah, I can see just going down the chat, you've all got different views. Yeah, she's having a good old scratch now. She just likes to steal the show. She's like, why should anybody else get the attention? She's having a good little groom now. But anyway, at least it will keep her quiet. So let's go into, first of all, actually, I'm going to show you this article. Before I go into Warren's TikToks, I'm going to show you this article. Spanish newspaper. I'm going to translate it for you, obviously. And this is El Dia, which is a Tenerife newspaper. And this is what they've got to say about the autopsy in the United Kingdom. So the autopsy in the United Kingdom reveals more details about the death of Jay Slater in Tenerife. So the body of the young British boy is now in his birth country, where they've made a new study, or a new autopsy. Let me just show you, this is a Guardia Civil video, which you've probably seen at the time, but we'll just have a look at it again. So this is a video that the Guardia Civil made to show the territory. Now, they never show exactly where Jay was found, but they're trying to show just what the terrain is like. Now, my problem with thinking of foul play is, if there was foul play, who put Jay's body there then? You think it's not easy for somebody to take a body there and put it there, or someone to be there and push him in over a ravine or whatever. I just don't believe anybody. It's not an area that's easy to access to dump a body. How could you dump a body there? That to me is why I think that Jay got lost. He said to Lucy in his messages, he didn't have a clue where he was. Remember, he sent one message to Brad where he was laughing and joking. Oh, look, I'm in the middle of nowhere. I could just imagine it. I'm in the middle of nowhere, because he wasn't taking it seriously then. He didn't realise how lost he was. And again, you've got to remember, this boy had been 3 days in a festival. He'd probably hardly slept the night before. He'd not eaten. He'd been taking drugs, likely been taking some kind of substances, certainly been drinking, he'd certainly been doing something. So it wasn't, like, even, you'll see later on the TikToks, when Warren and his brother and Jay's brother go searching for him. They're struggling to walk through, and they've not been 3 days in a rave. They're struggling to walk around. Now, Jay, of course, he was young. He was a bricklayer, apprentice bricklayer. So he probably thought, that he was agile enough. He probably thought he was agile. Shut up. He probably thought he was agile enough to, didn't realise just what he was walking into. That's personally what I think. I don't think there was any foul play. I honestly don't. I'm not sure why he went to the B&B, and maybe there's some reason why he left so early or whatever. Maybe. But I don't see how anybody could. You don't. How are you going to get in there to dump a body? You just can't do it. Anyway, that's what I think. And so what the Guardia are doing here, they're just showing everybody, the terrain and how difficult it is, even for experienced people like them. And of course, it was very windy. Up in the mountains, there it would be hot but windy. Like the conditions couldn't have been any worse, really. And when he did speak to Lucy, he was scared, wasn't he? He did say, "Oh, I don't have no idea where I am. I've got no water. I've got no battery." So unless some people think Lucy had something to do with it. Personally, I don't. Okay. It's the summer nights by the ocean side. Oh, I can't get out the advert now. Hang on. I don't want the advert. So going back to why can't I get back into I want to get back to the article. Why can't I get back to the article? I don't want to learn more. Okay. So what I'm going to read out to you is what they say, that the post-mortem, the new post-mortem in the UK has revealed. So the case of the disappearance of Jay Slater concluded on the 15th of July when his body appeared at the bottom of one of the ravines in the rural park of Tenno. The exact it hadn't been known where the location of the young boy had not been known since the 17th of June. What? When he was, the 17th of June is when he was last seen for the last time in Masca after a night of fiesta in Las Veronicas. After 19 days from which, from when the last time he was seen, the body of Jay, 19 days after his body was found, now the body of Jay is in the United Kingdom. Also, his mother, his father, and his brother have returned. They were staying in Tenerife from a few days after his disappearance, and they were an active part of the search for the young boy. In his birth country, and according to the Mirror, the forensics ordered a new autopsy, and the results determined that Slater, Jay, hate it when they use the surname, that Jay, 19 years old, suffered multiple lesions compatible with a fall from a mountainous terrain. So this is what this newspaper is saying, that the autopsy report in the UK concluded. Of course, we won't, the autopsy reports are not open, other than not public in the UK, even for adults. So this is what they're saying, whether this is true or not, don't know. It'll come up at the inquest, I suppose. So the results determined that Jay, 19 years old, suffered multiple lesions compatible with a fall in a mountainous terrain. And so the forensics concluded that his death was due to the traumatic wounds on the head and his death was instantaneous. And the family landed with his body in Manchester, from where he has been transferred to the cemetery of Accrington. And the family of the dead boy have asked everyone to wear blue. So this was been just before the funeral. The family of the dead boy have asked everyone to wear blue in memory of the young boy. A petition, a request that's repeated in the town where he was born, where they have put balloons into the wind. So do you remember they had that memory day where they put the balloons into the wind? There it is. So they had that memory day. I think that was before the funeral, wasn't it? That was like what did they call it? And I can't remember what the English word is. It was a tribute to Jay Slater in his birth town. And the family collected more than £74,000 sterling during the disappearance of Jay Slater. Part of this money will be used to pay the ceremony, the funeral. The rest will be destined to the costs of his repatriation and the stay of the family in Tenerife during the disappearance of Jay Slater. So I just wanted to read that to you, because that is quite clear about what the results were of the autopsy in the UK. So I'm just going to repeat that they determined that Jay Slater, 19 years old, suffered multiple lesions compatible with a fall in a mountainous terrain. Now, some people will say, well, he could have still been pushed, or maybe he was attacked and hit on the head. And, but still, for me, the fact remains, how would they get his body into that place? That's just what I think is, how would you get his body into that place? It's so difficult to access. So anyway, be a moot point. Everybody will, everybody. The thing is, what you've got to remember is the Spanish police have investigated it, and that's what they of course they will have looked into those phone calls, etc. But anyway, I don't know. A lot of people want to believe that those phone calls didn't exist, or want to believe that something else weird and wonderful happened, and that's fine, because everybody has their theories, don't they? Just, to me, I've never seen any evidence to support any of those theories, and I just don't know how looking at the terrain, how would you get a body there? That's just what I think. But anyway, I can see that you've all got your different views, and that's fine. And some of you will agree with each other. Some of you have got completely different views from each other. So let's have a look now at Warren's TikTok. So this is the main thing, really, that I want to know. No, don't want to see Donald Trump talking. No, definitely not. So Paul Warren and Debbie, they're sort of I mean, let's not forget that they were, well, certainly Debbie especially, the way they were treated, the things people said about them. I don't know what's wrong with people that have to go and talk about people that have lost their children like this and, be so nasty. I honestly do not understand that. Now, Warren, for some reason, has now come back. So we didn't hear much from Warren while Jay was missing, did we? But since he's come back, he's obviously been taking took some videos while he was there looking for Jay, and he's now uploading them on TikTok. But whereas at the same time, he did release this saying, "Hi, my name is Warren Slater. I'm the father of Jay Slater. Firstly, I want to thank everyone who was involved in the search, posted about Jay, and helped spread the word when he was missing, and also to those who donated. It has warmed our hearts as a family to know how many people cared about Jay and how many people will join us to remember our son." Now, I must say, I do think the majority of people were supportive, but there was quite a large contingent. There were people making up videos, making up text messages, false profiles, phoning Jay's mum and saying that they had him and they wanted it, they kidnapped him and demanding a ransom. There also were those sort of weirdos as well. But I think most people were generally supportive to Jay's family. We will never forget the kindness and love shown by family, friends, and strangers. It's made this devastating time more bearable. However, now that Jay has been sadly found and laid to rest, I want to ask that people stop talking joy about Jay online, stop posting content and adding to the conspiracies surrounding his death. To the people online, Jay was a news story, but to us, he is our son, our baby, and we're asking for respect and time to grieve without having to see all of this online. Please respect our wishes and allow Jay to rest in peace. So this is what Warren said, and as I say, I've rarely posted anything about Jay apart from the news about the that the inquest is coming up. But of course, then the thing is, then Warren himself, of course, has posted. Now you might think, well, he's the dad, he can post what he wants, but obviously if he posts things on TikTok, people are going to look at them and comment on them. They just are. I mean, that's just, the thing is, if you don't really want any coverage whatsoever, then you have to sort of starve that coverage, don't you? But so some of these we did look at this video before, I think. Don't think we need to look at that one again. Then Warren's made some comments himself. Let's have a look.
Here I am back at the starting point. June was last seen to be spotted. This is the view.
So here he's actually at the Airbnb. So, I don't think these videos were posted at the time that he took them. These videos have been posted, later on, after, Jay was brought back to the UK.
As you can see, the village, houses are you have come out. Stop his.
Oh, it all disappeared. I
There.
can't pause it. It's not pausing for some reason. Oh, so there's his brother. So I think if this was my child, that I know I speak Spanish, so maybe it's different. But I would want to go back to you'd want to be at the place where your son was last alive, as far as you knew, wouldn't you? You would want to be there. I would want to speak to Ayub and Rocky, definitely would want to speak to them. I don't know if they have spoke to them. And I don't mean speak to them through social media. I mean, actually, literally, try and get hold of some contact where you could contact them through the social media. You would want, if they're the last people to see your son alive, you would definitely want to speak to them yourself, wouldn't you? Just because you'd want to know everything.
They say that he's turned left.
Now they said, didn't they, or Debbie and Jay's brother said that when they turned up, when Warren and Jay turned up at this restaurant, the woman who was supposedly the last person to speak to Jay, well, apart from his messages, supposedly they said brought all the chairs in and wouldn't speak to them, just put a hand up in their face and wouldn't speak to them. So that's a shame, isn't it? It's just so frustrating because with the language barrier, I think it'd be very difficult to speak to the Spanish people in that village.
He has knocked on this door to the restaurant, asked what time the buzz is, and they say that he has walked up the hill. That was the 10 o'clock buzz. So, seriously? I think there's a lot of bullshit going.
So he says, there's the 10 o'clock bus. I think there's a lot of bullshit going on.
No. Truthfully? Can anybody see a shortcut back to Los Cristianos? Here I am, back at the...
So that was one video that he put on. But as I say, all these is put on now, but he didn't put them on then. But, maybe there's reasons for that. But then why has he put this post on saying he doesn't want the conspiracy theories, etc.? But then, these sort of videos are going to encourage the conspiracy theories, or, call them a conspiracy theory, or alternative theories, probably better.
Just a short video to confirm that this is my account. The keys that I found do belong to Down the Rapids guy. I found them at the end of the path. I haven't been back to Tenerife ever since I came back from looking for my son. The videos that I've been posting are just documentation of what I was up to, where I was searching, things I was looking at. Well,
so yeah, he hasn't been back to Tenerife. So these videos is saying are just documentation of where he was searching, etc. So I don't think he says anything in this video about things being bullshit, but we'll see.
I was out there, and that's it. Just a short video to confirm that this is my account. The keys that I found do belong to Down the Rapids guy. I found them at the end of the path. I haven't been back to Tenerife ever since I came back from looking for my son. The videos that I've been posting are just documentation of what I was up to, where I was searching, things I was looking at while I was out there, and that's it. Just a short video.
So yeah, so what is the purpose then of putting these videos on? Because he's not saying now that he thinks there was anything untoward. He never says that in any of these videos. So having now, maybe he's just sending subliminal messages. I don't know. I literally do not know what the purpose of these videos is. Maybe if Warren will tell us the purpose at one point. There's obviously is a purpose. You know, people do things for a reason, don't they? Maybe there is a reason why he's putting these out now. So let's have a look at the latest two videos that have been put up there. This one, that's why I trust nobody. He's got us, you know, so what does that mean? That's why I trust nobody. You know, is he questioning the thing? But why then put this post out saying that he doesn't want the conspiracy theories? And then he's putting these out, which seem to encourage alternative theories. Let's not say conspiracy theories. I suppose a conspiracy theory, we call things a conspiracy theory, but basically what it is it's a theory that's against the narrative. It doesn't mean necessarily it's conspiracy theory. So let's have a look what he has to say here.
Dora the Explorer. No. She reckons that if we go at the top of that mountain, it drops us back down into that valley.
So I just want to say the sound's not brilliant on here, but anyway, hopefully you can hear it. I don't think I can put subtitles on it.
Which I don't fucking believe a thing, because they all look the same. Now, Al's J climbed up a fucking mountain that high and scaled down the other side. And it's just all fucking wild goose chases. Every last bit. And Glenn.
There's nothing I can do about the sound. That's the sound on the video, I'm afraid. It's on full. I can't do anything about the sound, and I don't think I can find it. There's no subtitles on it, I'm afraid.
He's been sucked in, thinking that she knows what she's on about. And another thing, what Andy just said is, as she just turned up, guess who's behind her straight away? The press. Now, how the fuck did the press know that we was meeting her? Well, how did the press know we was there without her telling somebody that we was meeting there? She was supposed to meet us at 9 o'clock this morning, and now I don't know what time it is, maybe 12. So something's a bit of a miss. About what? Where did you start walking? Because she hasn't got a clue. I wish that dog would shut up. Seriously? Where the fucking hell is Dora the Explorer taking us? He's supposed to be stuck over at the top of that mountain, which is like 5 miles away, and she's taking us down a country path going downwards, which is, like I said, 5 miles away. Now, if you climbed 20,000 feet from the other side, and he's supposed to have come down here, like I said, got more chance of finding Cleopatra.
So he said we've got more chance of finding Cleopatra. So I think he was definitely not convinced, was he, by this? Some of you in the chat are saying you've probably followed it more than me, and you know, what other sort of TikTokers and YouTubers are saying. I haven't really followed it all because I've just tried to follow like what the family say, or not, you know, watch the YouTubes and things where, you know, sometimes I'm not sure what's real and what isn't. So watching this, you can see that I can actually see that Warren. I just don't understand why Warren's putting this video out now if he's asked for people not to, you know, not to speculate and things like that, and not to post things online. Why has he asked that? And then putting out these videos, which obviously are going to make people are going to talk about. Of course they are. And maybe he wants them to talk about now. I don't know. I just don't know. You know, part of me doesn't know what to do for the best, because you know, if something untoward has happened to Jay, of course it should be brought to light. But if it's not, if it is just accident, but Warren seems unsure about this woman that he's calling Dora. That's leading them on the searches and everything. Dora the Explorer, I suppose, he's referring to. He doesn't seem very sort of convinced about her. I mean, who is she? I don't know.
Oh, sorry, and I forgot to report that this is supposed to take us to Las Cristianas, a 9-hour walk. Now, the fucking main road is there. Can you see where the bridge is? That's the main road. So Jay has come all the way over 47 mountain peaks, come all the way down here. He's found this path, and she says if he'd looked at his Google Maps, which died 4 hours ago at the top of that mountain, if he's remembered that this path leads to Los Cristianos, and it's a 9-hour walk. What the fuck? Seriously? Right, and I forgot to say, I wonder if this is the path that he took to go and buy some cigarettes, and then he was going back to the bed and breakfast where he started off from. But who knows? Some of these people in my search party, I believe in Dora. Right now, people, this is where.
Now look at how even Zach, Jay's brother, is, you know, it's that terrain looks difficult, even him, for a young guy to be walking on. And I just think none of them should have been walking on this terrain. But anyway, people go walking along there. It's a famous place for hikers. I have no idea why, but I know the views are lovely, but no thank you. I don't want to go hiking anywhere dangerous. But, you know, did Jay just think he could do it?
Dora is taking us to. I don't think she knows herself.
I don't think she knows herself. But he's not very keen on Dora, whoever she is.
Hang on, we've got some signposts down here. But I think Zach at Jay might have just nipped on one of them houses if he's come this way. Only saying, a bit of logic thinking, but hey, well, hang on. Oh, maybe I. Oh, that's a good sign, isn't it? This path is closed. No entry.
Yeah, because even the safe path,
Right, we've been walking for half an hour.
even the safe path is dangerous, isn't it? You know, this is the safe path, and it's dangerous. So I understand what he's saying, but the thing is, how would you get if somebody had done something to Jay? This again is what come. How would you get a body along all these paths and chuck it off a ravine? You know, it's not just. How would you do that? That's, you know, isn't it more logical that Jay just got completely lost and fell?
Into the middle of God knows where. We're just covered with mountains. And don't know where we're heading. And as you can see, there's nothingness. But they're following Dora, so here we go. I don't know.
It's a wonder that nobody got injured. Look, I mean, I wouldn't want to walk down these paths. It's a wonder nobody got injured. You know, on the supposedly safe paths. I I don't know, but do you imagine you couldn't carry a body along there? So what they're saying that they walked there with somebody, people that think that somebody, you know, people either carried a body up there, or did they walk along there with Jay, and then when they got to the ravine, push him in, and then they had to walk all the way back? Yeah, I honestly, I know it seems hard to believe, but I do think it was misadventure. I think he got completely lost. He overestimated what he could do, as young people do. And of course, then his phone went, so he didn't have the Google thing anymore. And you know, I hate those Google Maps in some ways. You know, if you go, gosh, I was in the car with a friend of mine once, and she was so intent on following the Google, and it was obvious that where it was taking us was not right. You know, and it was dangerous. Where you know, we nearly were ended up going into a canal because she's so determined to follow this Google thing. You know, people rely on those things too much these days. They're not always 100% right.
This is just absolutely fucking ridiculous.
It is.
I forgot my hat again. And it is 12 o'clock now. I'm stuck with a mountain again in blistering temperatures with no water. Because we're following an expert. So Debbie tells us.
So there's a little bit sarcastic there, isn't he? We're following an expert, so Debbie tells us. But the thing is, why has he only got a little bit of water like that? He's like almost in the same, but he's not taking his hat. He's got a tiny little bit of water. I mean, luckily he's got other people there with him. But you just think, what's going on? It's like doing the the police are the only people that's the mountain rescue and that they're the only people or seasons hikers, etc., that should have been out there. And they should, you know, he should have had his hat. He should have had more water. It's like, it's a wonder nobody else got hurt in this search for Jay, I think. And that is why the police went so quiet. They wanted to calm down everything down. They didn't want people like Paul Arnott pretending to be an experienced mountaineer and knows sweet FA about anything, really, to be honest. And being out there, and the police didn't want to end up having to rescue other people. you know, I understand Warren was looking for his son, and you know, people would, you think, oh, you know, you would want to be out there looking for your child, for your son, daughter, whatever. But you have to recognize it's hot, it's dangerous, you know, you have to leave it to the experts, really. And it was the experts in the end that found him.
Hope to see you soon.
So that was one that is just really released just very recently, but of course it was taken while he was in Tenerife. And now we're going to look at this last one that's on his TikTok for now. Again, it's really quite spooky, this, I think. Do the hills have eyes? So there's people watching them from the caves, which is a bit spooky, but they're probably hunters.
Is that somebody watching us? Because there's definitely dogs barking.
There'll be hunters. There'll be hunters out there.
Hello! Yeah!
Oh, that's quite heartrending, that, isn't it, when he shouts Jay, because the thing is that he could have been in one of those caves, but look at those caves, though. They're not easily accessible. This is what I'm trying to sort of say. The way I look at it is, you know, only somebody who'd gone the wrong way and got lost would end up, or somebody who knew these ways really, really well would go there. You know, they're not places that you just sort of, I don't know, they're not easy body deposition sites. You know, if you're going to dump a body somewhere, you won't be able to go into the middle of all this and dump it. How would you do that? How would you get a body there? You just couldn't. You know, it'd be impossible. Sorry, but it would be impossible. So I think Jake found his way in there, unfortunately, by just getting completely lost. He went completely the wrong way. He was, you know, been on a rave for 3 days. He wouldn't even have been in his right mind. He was probably still high. You know, he was laughing and joking 1 minute with Brad, and the police will have checked out all those phone pings and all those messages and everything. You know, I think it's quite sort of to think that the police wouldn't have checked it out, that the police would not have checked to see if there was foul play first of all. Of course they would. Of course they would. But, you know, I think sometimes, you know, the things that we can't accept because think, oh, yeah, why would you? I know exactly why he would have walked all that way, because I think my son would have done the same thing. Because when they said the bus was coming at 10 o'clock, it was only about 8 o'clock, wasn't it? You know, they don't wait. Young people don't wait for buses. You know, that's just, you're not going to sit there for 2 hours waiting for a bus. He's thinking, oh, let's see, or maybe walk to the next bus stop or something like that, just to keep going, because he probably felt he had to keep going, because if he didn't, he would fall over, because, you know, he's sort of Don't forget, he's not in his right mind. God, I've walked miles. I've walked practically from Old Trafford to where I lived in Cholton when I've been drunk and what have you. You know, it's just things that you do. Don't know how I never got murdered, to be honest. I honestly don't know. I've walked so many times rather than wait for a bus, or maybe I've not had enough money for a taxi, or the buses were on strike once. I remember I walked home in the snow. I've walked home from the cinema because I felt like I was having a panic attack and I just wanted to get home. I've done all sorts of things, and I think that's what Jay did. That's personally what I think. Come on.
Now, how the hell do you get up to those caves?
Actually, thinking that there's another way into them. From the top of the other side.
It's funny how the dogs have stopped barking. We're going to carry on a little bit further to see if we can get to the cave.
They're like the hunters. They are like quite sinister. I mean, I was walking in the campo once with my two, not the dogs I've got now, but years ago with other dogs I had. And literally, I was just walking through this woodland path, and this hunter just stepped out in front of me with a shotgun, and he had a dog running around. But he just sort of came out. It was really sinister. He just emerged out of this bush. I hadn't heard him at all. And I went, oh, hola, buenos dias, or whatever. And he just literally looked through me as if I wasn't there. He just luckily ignored me, because it really frightened me, because he was just, his face was just impassive. He didn't smile, he didn't say anything. He looked really annoyed, probably that I was there because of the dogs maybe chasing off the rabbits or whatever. And he just sort of looked at me blankly, or looked through me really, with this shotgun, and then just disappeared back into the bushes again. And that way, I was like, God, did I imagine that or what? So they're the hunters, they're very quiet. You wouldn't even know they were there. And there might well have been hunters in them caves, or there may have been, anyone might have been, somebody, you look at that and you think, how could somebody get into that cave? But the people that live there all the year round, that they're different. They do know how to get into these places. And it could do. I mean, it may not have been the hunters. Maybe there was somebody there. Maybe there wasn't somebody there. Oh, he definitely heard dogs barking, didn't he? And Heather, you're right. They do dump their dogs. The hunters. They're not nice people. They get great big teams of dogs. podencos, the Spanish hunting dogs, they don't feed them to make them hungrier, so they feed them the minimum to keep them alive, and then when it comes to the end of the season, they hang them, or just if the dogs are lucky, they just get abandoned, and they might get taken to a dog refuge. But a lot of hunters just hang them. They just finish with them. They don't want to feed them through the off season while they're not of it, because they know that the following year they can just get another load of him again. So they just hang them. They're horrible. They're not nice people, the hunters. It's just awful the way that they treat the dogs. Terrible. Oh.
Voices, all their voices.
So, sorry, I think the video from now is just showing the environment, and I'm going to play it to the end. But yes, so maybe Warren is questioning everything. Maybe that's the reason he's putting these things out on TikTok. I just don't know if anything. I just don't know if anything can ever be proven any different. And as I say, still, if Jay was if they did something to Jay, a lot of you that are saying in the chat about what you think happened, nobody has said how they think Jay's body was taken to that area and chucked off a ravine. Nobody seems to have an answer to that. How was that done?
We're getting closer.
Dogs can't really climb, can they?
On your way back up,
You just scamper up things.
and like we say, where would you be heading to? There's nowhere.
I just want to say something that Heather about the Spanish people. There are really strict laws in Spain about cruelty to animals. The trouble is the hunters. They think they're above it all, and they do the things they do, sort of covertly and what have you. But no, there's very strict rules about animal welfare in Spain. So, it's a big thing. So don't think that in Spain, anyway, I don't know about other countries. I'm just talking about Spain. But animals are very well looked after in general. This is the way the hunters who traditionally have treated animals for their dogs for so long. And it's proving difficult, to get them under control. But there are laws against it. They're not supposed to do it. But what they're not supposed to do and what they do in the middle of nowhere, don't forget Spain's a huge country, these places, they're remote, and when the hunters do these things, nobody knows who's done it. They just find unfortunate the results of it. But no, it's not true that Spanish people in general don't care about their animals, or that the laws aren't in support of their animals. It's just the same in the UK. You can have as many animal welfare laws as you like, but you'll always get some twonks, especially, in remote areas and things like that, where they treat animals as commodities, as, these hunters, they treat their dogs, they're like, they just how they treat, I don't know, their guns or their tractors or whatever. They don't look on them as living things, living, breathing things, and that's not to say people in more civilized areas think like that. They definitely don't. Spanish love their animals in general. So it's a real, Spain's a funny place, because I've watched some things about bullfighting and that, and you just think, how is that even allowed to go on? Because it's the most horrible thing. They call it the art of bullfighting. But there again, with bullfighting, so many Spanish people don't agree with it, and most of the people that go and see bullfighting these days are tourists. Tourists come and they want to go and see a bullfight. So it's not that Spanish people don't care about their animals. I just wanted to make that clear, because they do care about their animals generally. Obviously there'll be some who don't. Let's just watch this one more time, then I'm going to have to wrap it up, I think. But yeah, what is Warren's reason for doing these videos? Let me go back to that one again. Why is he showing these videos now if he doesn't want people to talk about Jay online? But these are going to make people talk.
Is that somebody watching us? Because there's definitely dogs barking.
Like some people, I'm just looking through the chat. I couldn't look at it properly before, but So some people are saying, well, there's no proof it was at the Airbnb. Yes, his phone.
Hello!
Oh, his phone. The phone pings put him at the Airbnb. Yes, how did he get in the ravine then? This is my question. This is why I think he just went the wrong way. Because otherwise, how did he get in the ravine? How did he get there? Nobody's answered that. Nobody. You know, who took it? If it's foul play, who took him to the ravine and threw him in there? How did they do it? And yeah, Scott was saying at the time of taking these videos, Warren would have been under. I mean, you can't even imagine what.
Now, how the hell do you get up to those caves?
I just remember Warren saying at the time when he did that interview up on the mountain, I just hope somebody has brought my son down off this mountain. So they were at a point where they were hoping really that he had been kidnapped or taken off somewhere, because at least that would mean that he had a chance of still being alive, because he could see that once, you know, Jay had got lost on that mountain, it was very unlikely they were going to have a happy ending. So yeah, he will have been really stressed.
I'm actually thinking that there's another way into them. From the top to the side.
It's funny how the dogs have stopped barking.
Yeah.
We're going to carry on a little bit further to see if we can get to the cave.
Okay, I'm going to stop sharing it now, because really now he's just sort of showing that we've seen that, showing that, you know, I think this is a mystery that's going to go on and on, isn't it? I mean, I think when the inquest has opened in the UK, but whenever the inquest hearing is, which we don't know yet, because they're waiting for things from Spain. And don't forget, there are, you know, Spain, the Spanish police still have a lot of, not all J's, you know, it isn't finished, the investigation in Spain. Just because the police aren't saying anything doesn't mean that nothing's coming out, you know, of it. We know what the Spanish police are like. They won't say anything. And then if suddenly, what would happen if there has been foul play in the police? Suddenly someone will get arrested, and it'll be like, oh my God, where, you know, when did that happen? Because the Spanish police will not share any information, full stop. That's just how they are. So they deal with everything in secrecy, in some cases in more secrecy than others. And I think you have to understand how the Spanish police are. It could be that they're preparing a case against somebody or doing something. I don't know. I don't think so. But, you know, who knows? Who knows, Atia? What do you think? What do you think? I mean, all we do know, of course, is that very sadly, Jay is no longer on this mortal earth, and hopefully still dancing up in the sky, still raving, having a good time. But he's not here, and his family have got to get over that. And Warren, you know, he's dealing with it, I suppose. There's some reason why he's putting those videos out on TikTok now. You know, there's a reason why he's doing it. Maybe it's just helping him. Maybe he's looking to see for comments. Maybe he does suspect there's something. You know, I don't know. You know, there's only Warren knows his own motives. You know, I don't know how Debbie's coping. You know, just don't know. I think most of us, you cannot imagine whatever, you know, this circumstance that has happened to them, whether it be foul play, whether it be accident, be misadventure, or whatever it is. What a horrible, horrible circumstance to find yourself in. You know, just thinking of your child, your son, your loved one goes on holiday, and then you never see them again. And not only that, you have to go and look for them in a foreign country where you don't speak the language. Get a load of social media abuse from people who think, you know, you're living it up because you've got a GoFundMe going, you know, as if that could ever replace, even if it got to 250,000, as if it could ever replace your son, losing your son. You know, just a real trauma that they've gone through. But anyway. Yeah, to document the search. That's what he said. Yeah, to document the search. But what my question, BF, though, is he did make another post that I just read out earlier saying he didn't want people to, you know, post conspiracy theories and stuff. But by posting these, because you can hear what he's saying in the videos, it is causing people to talk about it again. You know, even me, like I haven't been talking about it. But now I'm thinking, well, what, you know, why? Because obviously when you put those videos up there, you know, people are going to talk about it. You know, that's just it. You know, people are going to talk. Bit like, see you, Annie. Bye, David. I'm going now. I'm finishing now. But yeah, mixed messages. So, but there could be a reason for that we don't know about. So anyway, so I just wanted to show you all this. I'm doing a live tonight. We're going to look at Stefan Stearns tonight, his humiliation when he was finally arrested for what he did to Maddie, and I think you'll enjoy it. I certainly enjoyed watching it because it's nice to see him get the humiliation and that he deserves, the comeuppance that he deserves. Stefan Stearns, this is. We're not talking about Jay now. That's what I'll be talking about later. So take care, and yeah, I'll see you really soon in the next video. Don't forget to like, please. I haven't really said much, but look at the dog looking at me. She's thinking, oh my God, what's going on? Okay, hasta luego. Take care, and until then, may your God go with you. Bye.